Hi everybody, it's Ginger from In Sheep's Clothing Yarn Shop, and we are located here in the northwest corner of Connecticut. And this is episode 5 of A Focus on Fiber. And I hope that you're all having a great day. It's beautiful here, having a nice pre-spring day. So we just finished getting done here in the shop. We had a Barocco yarn tasting, and we had a small group of people here that got to watch if you ever get a chance to check out Barocco, they have YouTubes up of their new booklets and their new yarn. So we got to see the garments and check out the yarn and try out the yarn. So anyway, it was a fun afternoon. I am tired though. I am ready but we need to do this because I was late by a whole week. I planned on doing this last Sunday, and a little story to tell. I had determined that I was going to be talking about my felted Easter baskets, and I could not find these Easter baskets anywhere. I spent from Friday through Sunday, actually Monday. I thought, well, maybe I could still at least do the show on Monday, and could not find the baskets until Tuesday. And it was just, they were like right the first place I looked, they were actually sitting there in a drawer, but I had put a bunch of other stuff in the drawer, some lace mohair that I was storing there, and if I had just kind of moved them a little bit more out of the way, I would have found them. But anyway, I found my felted Easter baskets. These are something that I made. I used to work, I've had my, probably a lot of people don't know anything about my story here, but I've had my store for, I think it's like 16 years now. I've been 10 years at the location I'm at right now, obviously 6 at another one. And before that, I worked 12 years at another yarn shop. So I have a little bit of knitting knowledge under my belt. Now, while I was working at that yarn store, I really got big time into felting. So I did a lot of felted handbags and just what everybody was going crazy with felting. And I absolutely fell in love with felting with Curion from Noro because of the colors. It made such a great, it made great felt. So anyway, I had a call one day customer asking, do you have a pattern for felted Easter baskets? No, we did not. Nobody had done one yet. So I said, come back tomorrow. I will have one for you. So I went home that night and whipped up a couple Easter baskets. Well, maybe one. So this was one of the Easter baskets. Now, at one time, I did have handles on these baskets, but over the years of storing these baskets, they've kind of gotten misshapen. So I decided to take them off. And what I did was I would do these big I cords, and then that's why I'm holding them a certain way, and I would poke a hole through. So anyway, if I were to do them without the handles, of course I would not be poking the hole. So this is the large Easter basket, and then this was like the medium sized, and they're just so much fun. The great colors that Curion has. So let me just poke this in here. They all kind of sit inside each other. They just nest inside. It's a good way to be able to store them. And then I also had viola. So these were done with Curion. And then there was a color in viola, also from Noro, that I absolutely loved. So here was like a really soft pastel version. Now, once they have stuff in them, then they sit nicely. And then this is what it looks like. So that was like a medium size. This is a quick knit, and these will knit up like in one night, a couple hours of knitting. And you start at the bottom, work your way up, and there you go. So this is what it looks like before you felt it. And so anyway, I wrote the pattern up. The pattern is on my website. I will put a link in the information area here on the channel, and I will put the pattern up. You can buy these as kits. I have them kitted up, and here's a beautiful basket of Curion, and these are some of the colors that I have kitted up. And it takes one to do a small. Here's a small one. It's such a cute little baby. little baby basket. Isn't that cute? So, takes one to do a little one, takes two to do the medium to large, and oh, what do I have in my hand? I also have this sheep that I'll talk about too. But anyway, they're just really fun to do, easy, just really, really easy to do. So if you want to try out felting, that's a great way to kind of jump in and try it out. Now, also because this was kind of going to be the Easter episode, but so many things came in this. So we're going to talk about the Easter baskets, dispense with that, and then get on to something that I'm really, really, really excited about that happened this week. But let me talk. Let me just finish up about. See this cute little sheep. Now this is also done in Curion, and this is. I have to show one side because after all this time that I've made this a while ago, a few years ago, the poor little thing has no eye and no ear on the other side. So we're going to show the good side. One of these days I will finish putting the eye and ear on. But this took one skein of Curion to do, and I have these up. It's free pattern with the yarn purchase, and that's up on the website. So I'll put a link for that as well. So anyway, so that's the fun Easter things. I think I also have, there's a Noro Easter bunny also that I will put a link up. That I could not find. I got all the Easter baskets, but I could not find the bunny. So I either gave that away to somebody or it's, I don't know where it is, missing. So, okay, I get all excited. I hope that you don't hear too much noise out. I'm kind of close to the door here, and Sunday afternoon we've got some things going on. There's a couple galleries across the street, and they're always having open houses, so they've got something going on today. So there's a lot of traffic going by, and we have a thing around the corner called Kids Play. It's this like kids museum that they can go in and they can play. And my granddaughter, when she was little, thought it was just fantastic. She was always asking when she came over here if she could go over there. So I always have children and their parents walking by. Plus, I have these 3 sheep. They're like big lawn ornaments, and so I have 2 full-size sheep, and then I have a little baby that's in the window, and they get dressed up during the holidays. I'm going to put some ribbons on for Easter, and I always have kids going by, and you hear ba sounds, and parents are like, oh, what did the sheep do? So I always have that going on. So there's always kind of like activity out there. So hopefully it's not too much today that's going to be disturbing you. So, okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about, and I don't want to, because I didn't want to forget about this, I had promised, I had a customer that had called. Apparently, I do a What's New Wednesday Facebook Live show, and I discovered pretty early on that people are not only just looking at you, but they're looking behind you to see what's going on behind you. And yes, I do the same thing. So yes, I have, this is my Noro wall. There's Noro across the wall on the other wall too, but this full wall that you cannot see is all full of Noro yarn. But this sweater here, somebody had spotted this and called me to ask about it. Now this particular sweater, isn't it pretty? This is just, it's more than pretty. It's a beautiful sweater. Now this is done in Jody Long's Airspun. This is his design and this is his yarn. But isn't that pretty with that peplum like that? And it looks way more complex than it actually is. Now the Airspun does a beautiful job of showing up the cables. And so anyway, I had said that, I had told this viewer that I would definitely show and pay a little attention, give this sweater a little love so that you could get some information about it. I have yarn just like, I just dropped some yarn, just piled up here. Heaven help me if I don't have enough to talk about today. So let me put this here, and I'm just going to dig under for the booklet. Now there's a nice pattern book that is all, here we go. All the designs are in his Airspun yarn, and there's the back of the cover. And one of the main reasons I even got, and I never did make, this is a beautiful show you a full-size picture. Now there's slight variation in the yarn. Wait a minute, what did I do? Okay, I have to think about this. Okay, yarn is in this basket along with some other samples. Okay, so this is what the yarn does. It has some variation in color. Sometimes it's hard to even see that there's a color change, but there is. Now this particular color, I have a few colors here to show you. This pretty rose color. This navy is absolutely gorgeous. Now it's hard to see that there are light bits of navy in here and then really dark, but you could see that even in here, very gradual, very subtle changes in color. And that color is called honey. Isn't that pretty? It's very, very pretty. It's super soft. And this yarn, let me find it. This is called Rosette. Extra fine merino blend. And it's 70% extra fine merino, 30 polyamide. And that's because I believe this is one of those blown in yarns. And it's a DK weight. And there is a lot of yardage, 365 yards in this ball of yarn. So it goes a really long way. Matter of fact, it goes so far, I did a cowl, one of these little ridged cowls, and there was plenty of yarn left over to make, and this yarn is so soft. It's like air, Airspun. No, I like this mitt. You can wear these mitts either way. But there's plenty to make a pair of mitts, maybe even two. I never did finish the other one, but I've had people telling me like, yes, Ginger, you're the one mitt person. I had something else that I just had one of, and so we were having a joke about that. But these can be worn either way. And this is a free pattern that I wrote up to go with the yarn. So one ball would do something like this. But I wanted to show you the other things that are in this book. There's a really beautiful, like I said, it shows cables beautifully. Let me find the pages that have big pictures. Well, here's a beautiful sweater with the cables. Now there, the contrast is a little bit, you can see the contrast in the color changes a little bit more. Here's another sweater with the honey. And there's a bobbled sweater. There's another picture of that. Isn't that pretty? And this striped sweater, and then I love that set, the gloves and the scarf, and it's a beautiful cabled scarf, and the hat. So anyway, oh, and then there's this one, and then here's the version, the plum, that sweater that's right here. So anyway, I said that I promised that I would talk about this a little bit. Now this is up on the website, and if you look under Airspun, you'll find the garments. Great thing about this is you order anything in the Airspun that's in this book, you get the book. Yes, you get a book to go with your project. So that's nice. Now I just wanted to also show, I did this little cowl just so that you can see the color changes a little bit. They're so subtle, but there's a cowl that I did with that yarn. It's light, it's so light and yet nice and warm. So there we go. So that was Airspun. And then, oh, I should also talk about my scarf that I'm wearing. You probably recognize the Zigzac scarf. Now this is done in a different yarn, but I do have, here, I dropped it. This was my original Zigzac that I made a bunch of years ago. I don't even know how long ago. I really love this scarf. Now this is done in Millicalori Baby. So it was a fingering weight, and you use two different multicolors, and it gives you this beautiful, just a one row repeat, gives you all this beautiful. I'm really proud of myself too, because it's simple, super simple, but I don't normally work with really small, like this was a size 3 needle. I don't usually work with a size 3 needle. So I'm very proud of myself that I actually finished it. And actually, I started another one in Amatola from Louisa Harding. and very, very pretty. I stopped, however, though, because then I found out that the colors, both colors that I had chosen to work with, were discontinued. So as a store sample, that kind of makes no sense. So I will finish it one of these days for myself. Okay. Oh, so anyway, so the Zigzac, this was Kristen Ham. Her Zigzac, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. And what we did, I had a customer that and I think I had mentioned this the last time when we were doing the Louisa Harding trunk show, that she's not a skinny. The first thing she'll say to me is, "What size needle?" I'll actually refer back to Barb later. So anyway, we decided that she really loved the Giardino from Louisa Harding, and there you go. I mean, how pretty is that? So you get two totally different colors. This is the size right here that two balls, just one of each color, will make. So it's a really nice size. You know, I mean, if you want to wrap it, you would need two more. But this is a nice size, and nice and easy. And I think she did size 7, maybe even an 8 needle on this. Of course, you're going to cut down the stitches. We cut it back from I think it was 96 stitches for the Millicalori. We cut it back to 60 stitches. So you cut a few repeats out of it. But it's a nice weight and easy. If you want something that you could just always pick up and not ever have to worry what row you're on, because it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so let's see. That's that. I just need something to drink. Oh, okay, so yes, I am looking forward to just going home and relaxing a little bit. That's my next thing I'm going to talk about, is I know what I have to do when I go home, besides grab something to eat, because I left the house this morning, I didn't have breakfast, I didn't eat any lunch. I do this all the time, so when I go home, we'll have some dinner, which I don't feel like cooking. I don't know about you. I mean, I would love to go home and have like a really, really nice meal, but I don't. By the time I get home, like, I don't know if you do this. I go to the grocery store, I'll run out of work, run to the grocery store and say, okay, got to get some stuff. So get a whole bunch of stuff. I always end up going in and buying more than I planned on. So I've trying to get a little smarter and bringing more bags than I think I need, because sometimes I'll just bring one, and it was a 3-bag visit. So what was I saying about that? So anyway, by the time I'm done going grocery shopping and get home and bring the groceries in, I'm like, I don't want to cook now. I wish I feel like I should pick something up that's, don't even have to cook it. So that's dinner, and then the food that I'm getting is for cooking another night. I hate cooking once I go grocery shopping. I just wish somebody else would do it for me. But anyway, I think a lot of us feel that way. By the time you get home, the last thing you feel like doing is cooking dinner, right? Okay, so what I have to do tonight. So my commitment tonight is I have to finish. I know I'd shown a little piece of this. Not last time, maybe the time before. I had promised that I would make a baby blanket for somebody. They wanted something. The mother, mom wanted something very, very natural colored, but easy care, and just nothing fancy. So no problem. My waffle weave came to the rescue. So here we go. This is Encore, and what I did was just double strand it. I'm doing it on a size 13 needle. I'm almost wishing, I don't know why, because I've done double strand, but I only did a 4 skein ball. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I did a bigger needle. It seemed lighter, and it just seemed, of course, it was just plain stockinette too. Garter edge around it. And this just feels like it's heavier, and it's been doing a real number. I definitely have arthritis in my thumbs, and it's been really, I can do skinnier yarn. Give me a size 6, 7, 8, and I'm good. But as soon as I start having to fool around with these bigger needles and pushing the yarn, especially double strand, and especially the back, I don't know, it just pushing the yarn along, it just really, my thumb has had it. So I just have, I don't know, maybe 8 more inches to go on this. I'm kind of aiming for a square, maybe slight rectangle. It's like whatever the width is, it's going to be a square. It looks like it's about 34 inches. So it's either going to be 34 by 34, 34 by 36, depending on what time I get it done. This has to get done tonight. And I will be so happy when it's finished. I mean, it was easy. It looks nice. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of working with, I don't like working with anything that's not wool blend. So it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I've worked with way worse things. No, Encore is not, I'm not even saying it's bad. I've worked, sometimes I find like cotton really hard to work with. But anyway, so this is going to get finished tonight because I have so many other more pressing things that need to, samples for the store that need to be done. And speaking of that, I don't think I'm going to do it this time, but maybe I think for the next episode I'm going to include, I want to do a little tutorial. This is the sideways, my what is it, dappled ridged shawl. So this is a new color in the Cumulus dappled, and I just love these colors. Love the purples. It's just really nice, deep, rich colors. Now what's going to happen is I'm at the very end, and all I have to do is drop down. And I thought it would be good to do maybe a little tutorial on that. But I just have to drop these 4 stitches down. And what they'll do is, and of course I don't have the other shawl to show you, but it will leave looped fringes all the way around the triangle. So I would like to be able to just, when I go to do that, do a demonstration of how I do it. So I'm there. I just need to do it. So we'll save that for next episode. So that's that. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? I have so many things here. So many things. And you know what's been really, really nice too? Thank you for all of your really nice comments. I'm amazed at how many of you have subscribed, liked. So please continue doing that. I that makes me so happy, and yeah, that I'm really very pleased about that, and surprised. I can't believe that you all are watching this. Okay, so I totally lost track of what I was going to say, but yeah, there was something I was getting to a point there, and it'll come back to me. As you watch me, you're going to know, like, okay, yeah, Ginger's having a moment. Yeah, memory is just, so like when I'm in class, okay, when I do my Facebook Live, I will be talking away, and then it's just like, word. What is that word? I'm trying to find the word. And then somebody will put up in the comment, they'll say a word, and I'm like, that's it. Thank you. So I have viewers that are looking out for me and helping me with my words. So, okay, so I'm trying to get back on track here to talk about something. I'm just going to jump to this because I have so many things that I want to talk about. So you saw my beautiful, I love it. The colors are just totally amazing. On my Traveler Cowl from Andrea Mowry. The yarn is Tassagori, and this is a Noro yarn. Yes, you're going to get the hint here that, oh, see, I remember now what I was going to say. With all the Noro yarn, I've actually been having people coming in. I had a nice couple that came in yesterday that were from Massachusetts, And so they took a nice little drive just to come down because she watched. So I thought that was great. So I have been getting more people coming in and mentioning YouTube or being surprised. I have one person that said, I was so surprised when I saw you, because I'm like, they're watching and saying, I know that person. I know that person. You know how when you see somebody and they're totally not where they belong and you can't place them? That's what was going on. So I thought that was really cute. And then, okay, I'll say one more thing that I thought was the sweetest thing. I received an email, so nice, of a viewer that was watching with her granddaughter, and her granddaughter was actually enjoying it and looking forward to watching again. I thought that was just the sweetest thing. It made me feel so good. I'm sorry, I keep looking out because I keep hearing things outside the door. I made sure and locked it so that nobody comes in. But I keep getting distracted by people walking by. Yeah, okay. So anyway, we have this, the Tassagori is so pretty. I love this color. Unfortunately, right now it's a back order. I'm waiting for more to come in, but there are some other really, this is nice when I can just go back here and I can just pull a yarn out of here. But there's some other really beautiful Tassagori colors. There's this one I love, and I'm not a brown and gold person, but look at, I think it's so pretty. So this is a silk and wool blend, 20% silk and 20% mohair in here. So this I enjoyed working with the colors. I like woolly yarn. So if you haven't already figured that out, or if you don't remember, or you're watching for the first time, I can appreciate and I do enjoy working with baby alpaca, llama, cashmere, of course. But give me a yarn with a little bit of tooth to it, and I love it. I love it. Maybe it's because that's what I started working with. I mean, back when I started knitting, they didn't have such really nice yarns, you know, as far as the feel, and you know, just how nice and silky they felt and beautiful. There were more, you know, more regular wools like this. I guess the superwashes weren't really, they were maybe just starting. So I just have a real fondness for this type of yarn. So anyway, so this was my cowl. I originally thought that, you see the shawl? I had originally thought that I was wanting to make the shawl. But then I said to myself, who are you kidding? You don't have time. If you get a sense here that I'm always like, I love to knit. I love working away, but I am always knitting with a purpose. And maybe it's because I'm so used to it, I don't mind it. And there are times where I do take my time and you know, enjoy. But I mean, I am enjoying the knitting as I am working very quickly to get things done. I need to get things finished. So don't think I don't enjoy the knitting. But this shawl, one of my customers, Zoe, made this shawl. So this is the Andrea Mowry Traveler shawl, and it's beautiful. So I have it all nice and fixed up on here. But it is really big and it's beautiful. And again, in that same Tassagori coast. Look how big this is. But I love how it goes, the direction, how it goes like that. So pretty. And of course, all the nice, it's just beautiful. I know Zoe's made a comment that it's very long rows right there. But it's a beautiful piece. And so she let me borrow it. She was here for the yarn tasting today. And I said, oh, please bring that shawl with you so I can share it. And that is one thing that you will be seeing a lot, is my customers, my fiber friends, are so kind to me. They let me borrow things. They let me share things. And I'm really grateful for that, because as much knitting as I do and as quick as I try to knit, there's just no way I can get as much stuff done as I would like to be able to get done. So thank you, Zoe, very much for sharing that. Also, I do want to talk about it's funny, the main thing that I was going to talk about is going to be towards the end, and that is the new spring Noro yarn. I got one of the new, we have 2 new spring Noro yarns. They come out, that's come out, and that has come into the shop. So I'm going to show you those. I also got the new, love this, the new Noro Outtakes magazine. It's, I shouldn't call it a magazine. It's like a pattern leaflet. So it has 7 designs in it. So I want to share, I want to talk about that. And what was the other thing? Okay, I had that yarn. And, oh yes, we have some chicken updates, okay? Getting such a kick out of this whole chicken thing. Okay, so there's now a crochet pattern, which I got very excited about, and started to crochet it, and then said to myself, first of all, I have no business making a second chicken, but I really want to. And I thought, oh, the crochet would just give me the perfect opportunity to make another one. I don't remember, see, I'm so used to when I do crochet of doing like a big open stitch, and I'm just moving along and it's just going along. Well, when you're crocheting the chicken, it doesn't work like that. You're using an F hook, which to me is fairly small on, you know, on a worsted weight yarn. And I had the perfect, I think, Ito yarn that I was going to use because it's multicolored and I wouldn't have to change colors, and I was excited about it. So that when I got one of the feathers done on the tail, I kind of sat there and I thought to myself, you know, for a change, I think I could have knit this way faster. So it kind of took, I just kind of like, okay, maybe we need to rethink this. So I set it down, and I was actually going to even do like the things that I spend time on. I was actually going to do a little challenge to myself and see how long it took me knitting versus crocheting the same piece. It's something I wanted to try. I probably still will. If I have a little spare time, I might try that. But anyway, I managed to find a way to get the crochet out of my system. So I just want to show you something. Oh, and I did make a change for any of you. I did send emails out to everybody that did download the free little shawl pattern that I made for the chicken. So mine is Penny. So in order for me to write a pattern, and then I realized, yes, there was a mistake. So I had to email everybody with an updated pattern. I made a change, so the link is, when you're getting the new pattern now, you're getting the proper pattern. I told you, I'm not great at writing patterns. I can totally understand, you know, mistakes being made when you're writing patterns. And no, copy and paste is not my friend. That's where I always get myself in trouble. I try to rearrange things and cut things and paste them in the other place, and I mess up every time. I should just try to save time, and what I should just do is just start from scratch. Just don't bother trying to do that. So anyway, in the process of having to rework the pattern, or what I was doing was clarifying something in one of the I think it was row 3. I clarified something, and then on the picot edge, I'm like, what was I thinking? Because I really made a mess out of the picot part of the pattern. So I rewrote that. So in the process of doing that, I knit another little shawl, which is okay because Penny could certainly use another shawl. So there's her new shawl. However, getting back to the crochet, I knew exactly what shawl I was going to make for this crocheted chicken. So what I ended up doing was, and I haven't, oh, this is Penny's other shawl. All right, where's the crocheted one? Oh, here it is. Okay. I will write up a pattern. I just haven't gotten to it yet. As soon as I get that blanket done. I just can't take the extra time. I use Silk Garden sock, so sport weight, and I did a little triangular granny square shawl, and it looks so stinking cute. If I say so myself, I think it's really cute. So anyway, so she has her little crocheted shawl on now. I think it's adorable. And also, you know what really looks adorable is when you have it on her like this. This is so cute. Oh, and then okay, so for those of you, who are like not into chickens and can't get over it, that it has become a thing, because it really has become a thing. I haven't even looked on Facebook to Ravelry to see how many people have now made made chickens. I have a customer that she is on number 5 chicken, and she was so cute because she was here today also, and she calls them her chicken carcasses. They're just she had 2 chickens, one that's done except for the body, and it needs to be stuffed and everything, but in the meantime it's kind of put together, but it's just this like flat chicken carcass. So we were all just laughing about that, chicken carcasses. So anyway, so we are going to have a chicken parade one of these days. I would love to be able to get everybody that's doing their chickens and to be able to bring them in all at one time, but that's just not going to happen. I would love to. I mean, some of these chickens have gone to children, it's okay. I'm sure Martha doesn't mind me saying her name. Nobody knows who Martha is. But her grandchildren, she said, there's chickens flying through the air. And she also made felted eggs, and they're flying too. So anyway, her grandchildren are enjoying the chickens. So I can't really like borrow chickens back. So what I want to do is get a lot of pictures of everybody's chickens, and we'll do like some kind of like slideshow little thing of the chickens. So I think that'll be just a fun thing, just a fun, silly thing to do. So anyway, so that's all about the chickens. And then what the heck, somebody said today, well, we have some really fun chicken jokes. Somebody said, oh, I dropped my chicken on the floor. She just fell on the floor. and one of the gals said that the chicken had flown the coop. So anyway, chicken humor. Chicken, who would know about, that we would go crazy about chickens. And somebody else. Okay, next week too, because I just did not have time to do it. What I do with my what I'm doing with my customers in my newsletter, if I put a newsletter out once a week. So if you would like to sign up, I have that information up. Because I got so excited after the holidays, the Vlogmases just got me like, oh my goodness, this is so much fun. And I really was getting into holiday ornaments, like way after. I am always late to the party on things. And at this point, I was very excited about making Christmas ornaments. So I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun? Just let's continue that. And I put up in the newsletter once a month, this is this month's ornament. And it is, I just find something on Ravelry, something that I just thought would be fun, and share it. And I try to do a knit version and then a crochet, something similar in crochet, for the crocheters. And I have a customer that just gave me the best one. I'm going to save that one for December. It's so super cute. So I've been getting suggestions about what we can do for the ornaments. So anyway, there's this really cute one that we're doing this year for this month that is a chicken, and it's a little crocheted one. And one of the gals was showing me a picture of a bunch of them that she made, and she said they're really easy. So I can't wait to make one of those. But again, after my blanket's finished, I feel like it's going to be such a relief to have that done, and then I can like knit something fun. I'm sitting here knitting this blanket, and I'm saying, I don't know how many of you have done this. You're sitting knitting something that it's like an obligation that you have to do, and I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking what I could be knitting that I would be really enjoying to knit. And this, I'm just knitting as fast as I can and just cranking this thing out. and just keep checking myself. How far along am I? How much more do I have to go? So it's just one of those, like, I got to get this thing done. And as soon as I'm done, I'm going to do something fun, like that little crochet chicken. I definitely want to do that. So anyway, and somebody asked me the other day, actually I think it was my sister-in-law, asked me, what are you going to do when you retire? I don't know when that's going to happen. I have the best job. I have the best job in this shop. I have a small little shop. It's just me. For good or for bad. Sometimes I wish I did have somebody here to giving me a hand. But most of the time I'm very happy with it just being me and keeping it small. I just feel like I wouldn't want anything bigger. I wouldn't want to have a shop where I had no. I wouldn't want a shop that I had to have employees. I don't. It's not that, like I said, it would be helpful to have employees, but I don't want that. You're getting into so much other stuff. This way, the shop, it's me. As I said, for good or for bad. I do it the way I want to do it, and I have. I like how I'm doing it, and I have not only the best job, but I also have like the best customers. I love my customers. I love you guys. And I have like the best online people too. I've told people that if you want to order something, and you have any kind of question, or you're nervous about, ordering online, or you just don't want to do that, please call me. I love it. I've had people that have actually, last time that I said this, they said, you said it was okay to call. And I'm like, yes, it is okay that you call. I had the best conversations, and I feel like some of my online customers I feel as close with as many of my store customers. So I really enjoy that, and I do. I have the best job. Don't know why it would. I'm sure it would be it's kind of nice sometimes to think about what would you do if you didn't have to get up in the morning and go somewhere. That's the one thing I think would be kind of fun. It's like, oh, I don't have to go anywhere today. I don't have a job to go to. So that would be kind of fun, and just do what I kind of want to do. But I kind of do what I kind of want to do anyway. But there's a lot of obligations, a lot of things that I have to do. But for the most part, most of them I like to do, except for paperwork and that kind of stuff. But even the website, I do enjoy doing that, but sometimes it's just so much. So anyway, so that's, again, I got off on a little tangent there. So what else do I want to talk about? So because of that, I do that a lot too. I start getting off on something and then totally forget how I got there in the first place. Let me just look to see what else I had. Oh, yes. Okay. So the whole reason we're here, I have one more thing I'm going to say, and then it's going to be Noro. I don't know. I feel like I might just have to I don't want to redo this again. Yeah, don't. So the one last thing that I do want to mention, I cannot believe I wanted this book myself. I just didn't know, because it's not an inexpensive book, but I knew I wanted to have it, and it turned out to be, oh my God, everybody wants this book. So I have ordered for the third time 52 weeks of accessories. And it's from Lana Publishing, and I was just watching the owner of Lana, and I knew I wouldn't say it right. Lana. The way she said it was so lovely to say that. But this book is beautiful, and I have more of these coming in this week. And I just realized, I know I put up on there that they were sold out, and I think I have to go back up on the website and say they're not sold out anymore, but these will be coming back in. I ordered them in. They went out, they were out in 24 hours. I sold all of them, including my own copy. that I was going to keep for myself. So I had to reorder. And this time I kept one because I'm like, I have to show this book. But it is beautiful. And what I love is that there's small things. There are some shawls in here, but there's just beautiful. And it's beautifully, if any of you know these books, everything is beautifully done. The photography, and plus the projects are gorgeous. And I can't wait. I want to make this one. I want to make that one. That looks like it would be so much fun to do. But it's such a lovely book, and I cannot wait to dig into this too. There's socks, there's beautiful mittens, there's hats. There's the cover mittens. Look at those. How lovely are those? I have one person that got this book, and she said, this is going to be my gift knitting book. Everything, because she wanted to make so many things. I mean, I literally went through this book, and we kind of have like this thing where, oh, I love this cowl. Look at this. Look at that cowl. Is that not gorgeous? You know, patterns anywhere from $5, $6 and up. If a book like this has at least, you know, it depends on the price of the book, but if it has so many patterns in it that you would make, you know, it's well worth the book because of what you would pay for the individual pattern. Okay, there's 52 patterns in here, 52 projects. There are 30, because I went through and I had stickers in the books. There are 30 projects in here. Without hesitation, oh, I love this one too, that I would make. This is not, I don't know if there's a better picture of this one, but I love this shawl. I want to make that shawl. I love chevrons anyway. So anyway, yes, this book is well worth the price. So anyway, I will put a link up for this book because these will be coming in next week. And just, I love it. I love it. I'm just trying to, I want to show something else that I absolutely can't not have. There's so many things in here. Oh, I love this. Look at that. That looks like so much fun. There's miter knitting in there. So, in the hat. So much fun. So anyway, I wanted to show that book before I forgot about it. So now, let's get to the Noro. So, this new booklet came in. So, every year, Noro comes out with the spring, summer, fall, winter. They come out with the magazine. And then they also come out with the outtakes. I'm going to call it, it's more than a leaflet, but it's not really a magazine. I don't know what you would call it. We'll call it a leaflet, I guess, because it's got some patterns in it. But these are really cute, and I can't wait to show these to you. But anyway, so they come out with this twice a year, and then also they come out with their new yarns. And typically they come out with, in the past, they pretty much have always come out with like 3 yarns for fall, 3 yarns for the spring, and they usually have anywhere from, you know, 6 to 9 colorways in those yarns. So of course I get those in, and I get the magazines in, and then what I do is we do a trunk show. And what Noro does is they have all the garments that are in the magazine plus this booklet. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's the word I wanted. Booklet. Those come in, and then we have a trunk show in the store, and you know, different stores do it in different ways. I have been doing the trunk show for, I don't know, 6 years maybe. And what I do is I do a yarn tasting, and I wind down. I'll choose, well, it'll be definitely the new yarns, and then I will choose some other yarns that are being used in the magazine, and I put those together, and I make a little menu, and I come up with some pattern that I'm going to incorporate these yarns in, because there's different ways of looking at these yarn tastings. You can either, originally they were designed so that you sat and you would do like little swatches to test out the yarn, which is great. However, so many of you, I when I first did it that way, it was like, okay, nobody is going to, I can pretty safely say nobody is going to finish making, say there's 6 yarns in there, they're not making 6 squares. They're not going to spend the time to make 6 squares of yarn, 6 squares of each of those yarns. You know, unless you're really particularly interested in one yarn or another. So I thought, I came up with a little cowl one. Oh, no, I didn't. The first thing I did was I came up with my my mitts to so that this way, when you have the yarn tasting and you're sitting there and you're knitting, you have something to show for it. And some of those things, like my mitts that I did, my ragamuffin mitts, those kind of took off and became a thing. And I actually started kitting up, making my own kits for the ragamuffin mitts because they were popular. And so since then I've done some cowls, and this spring, for the yarn tasting that I'm going to do, I have a little different idea of what I want to make with yarn. So you get a yarn tasting pack, and I open this up. I do it for the shop. We have I do a Saturday and I do a Sunday, 2 separate days. We also do a little luncheon. So we have a little catered thing going on. So we have a lunch. People afterwards are having fun with their getting started with their yarn tasting project. And then I have the trunk show that I go through each project in the magazine and show the yarn, show the garment, and everybody gets to see it. You know, people can try them on if they want. Then so I have that in the store. Then I also offer a virtual one, and the virtual trunk show I will I would do them live on Facebook before, but I think I might be I'll do it on YouTube this time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, what I do is I offer the yarn tasting, which would include not the booklet, but the magazine. So you get the Noro magazine, you get the yarn tasting, you get the menu, the pattern, it gets all the information of the yarn. So you would get all of that as a packet, and it's really kind of fun if you get that before I do the virtual the virtual trunk show. So anyway, so I get a lot of people that order those, and it's become a thing, and I have to get started now because those things take a long time. You've got to wind, you know, I take the yarns and I wind them down into individual things. You got to label them, so it's a lot of work to do those, but it's fun to see people enjoying them and actually making something with them. And there's been times where I've done the yarn packs where people come back and like, do you have any more of the yarn packs? Because it's perfect. It's got just the right amount of yarn to do the project. Sometimes they gift it to somebody with the magazine, and it's just kind of a nice thing. So anyway, let's get into the magazine. So the yarn that I got, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce it, and I haven't had a chance to call and actually get the right pronunciation for this yarn. Let me see here. I'll just grab one of them. But this yarn is Compito. I'm just going to say that, Compito. Compito. I don't know how else to say it. It's spelled Kompeito. I mean, it's Japanese, but I have no idea how I would say that. But this is the yarn. And what Nora started doing quite a while back was they call them dragon eggs, and they're these big 200-gram balls of yarn. I don't have a ball of Ito here. They're up there. This is I think this is 200 grams. So it's a big ball. Actually, I don't think this is 200 grams. Nope, it is. This is a 200-gram ball. It's just that the Ito, which is 100% wool, just looks huge. This is just kind of looks a little bit shorter and squarer. But they've been coming in 200 grams or 250 grams. And this one happens to be a 250 gram ball. And it comes in 6 colors. I only have 5. I don't know what happened. It looks like I was supposed to get, somehow one of the bags did not get into my order. So I'm going to have to call. I am going to have to call. What is going on with this? I am going to have to call up and find out what happened to it. And now this yarn is up on the website. Let me grab all the colors. That's 5, 6. No, I'm supposed to have 7 colors. There we go. So here we go. And I just realized something. I think I did not do that. So let me tell you the blend. And this feels lovely. I started one of the sweaters. I immediately, the day the book came in and the yarn came in, I'm not supposed to be, if anything, I should have been knitting the blanket. I started knitting one of the sweaters in the booklet. Now this is color 3, which is the color that I'm using. And here, you can see in there's all different, it's very neutral, but lots of splashes of color. Now this yarn is, I said 150 grams. It is 35% silk, 35% cotton. You can really feel the silk in here. And 30% polyamide. There is 450 meters, which is almost, I think it's 492 yards. And you're using a 5 to 7, no, 5 to 7, nope, 3.5 to 4 millimeter needle, or 4 to 6 US. And I think right now I'm using a size 6 needle. And I know, because I have to show you what I'm working on, I'm going to have to get up and go get it. So I will do that in a minute. But first let me show you all the colors. So this is color 3 that I'm working on. Then we have this pretty green, kind of minty green, shots of a purpley pink in there and some purple. And this is color 5. And this one really and totally, okay, I always wear like more jewel tones. Like this is my favorite color. And this color looks great on me. However, I am starting to, like some of these colors I wouldn't even touch. I wouldn't even want to get them in the store because I really don't care for those colors. However, look at this. I'm not a yellow person at all. I don't, yellow is like I've never owned anything yellow. But look at the coral in there. And there's the green. I think and then the blues. This is amazing. I would definitely knit something with this because it's so beautiful. I wouldn't wear it probably because it probably look horrible on me. I don't know whether it's because getting older, and I'm not the only one that's noticed this. My color sense is changing. I'm just liking warmer colors that I would never think about before. Now this is color number 4. I just think that is such an amazing color. And then there is this blue. It's kind of like it's very bright blue. Actually, it looks brighter here. It's not quite so bright. We're right under the lights here. Not quite that bright. And this is color number 8. And it just has shots of all the, so this yarn, what it does, because I had actually somebody ask me, there's a yarn called Kakagori that is similar combination of yarn, of fibers, but different amounts. Like this has more silk in it. Kakagori, and it's the same weight. Kakagori is, and I'll show you Kakagori. This is Kakagori. Now it's very tweedy. There is a little bit of striping in it. Very, very subtle. Well, in some color, I shouldn't say that. In some colorways, some of the striping is not as subtle. But as far as like compared to like Curion, where you have like, major color changes, It's more tweedy. You get all those pretty bits of other colors in there. So that's, and this to me is a little bit, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, but it's more, I don't want to say stringy, but that's the only word I can kind of come up with. It's just, I don't know, it's smoother. This is too, I think it's because this has more silk in it, so it just feels a little loftier. This to me, believe it or not, now this looks like it has no loft to it. I don't have any garments in this, but when I did have the trunk show, there were some garments that came in with the kakigori. It's like, this is not kakigori. It blooms like you would not believe, because it's not a mercerized cotton. It's the singles, so it will really bloom, and it almost doesn't even act like it's a DK anymore. It almost seems more like a worsted weight. So anyway, so that's the difference between the kakigori and the Compito. And I really hope that sounds closer than what I'm saying. Okay, so this color is color 6. So this is more pinks, little shots of yellow, and just all kinds of colors in there, purple. And then we have purple. Again, some yellows in there, just all kinds of different things going on. And we did our blue. And then the other color that I'm missing, which is color number 5, it's kind of similar, because at first I didn't realize I didn't have it. Oh, here, I do have my piece. It's very similar to color 1 and color 3. Now this is 3. It's a little bit more bluey background, but it's kind of like this. So it's kind of hard to tell that it's actually a different color. So this is, all right, so here's the booklet, and this is color number, oh, I don't have this is color number 3. And I just went to this one because it really has so many colors in there. The purple, but I kind of like the idea that had the green in there. And no, I don't own anything green. Well, this isn't going to fit me anyway. I'm making the smallest size because it's a sample for the store. But here we go. There's my knitting. Now, I'll show you the sweater. I had to make it. I had to make it. There it is. This one right here. Let me go to the back and see. Here we go. Okay, so there we go. So there's the sweater. So it's a short sleeve, little lace. I am making the sleeve. Okay, I started with the sleeve. I'm making the smallest size, so it is what it is. But this is my swatch. I'm so bad. I know. I do as I say, not as I do. So, and I always tell people, if you have any question about your gauge, like do a gauge, definitely do your gauge swatch. But if you're doing a sweater, and either if it's all the way around or even just back front, if there's any question of your gauge at all, or yeah, if you have any kind of question, I always tell people either make a front or start with your sleeve, because if there's a problem with your gauge, you can always adjust up or down, like your increases, or don't do as many increases or do more increases. Like say this is the small, and say my gauge is way off. Well, let's do the sleeve the larger size. Or, just do whatever it's going to make, whatever adjustment that you need to make the sweater work. I mean, if it's totally not going to work, well, then rip it out. But you know what? It's a sleeve. And just think of it as a decent sized gauge. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm making the sleeve. And also because I was starting it during work hours, I could rationalize the swatch, but I can rationalize the sleeve way more than I can the full front or back because I have to do more knitting. So anyway, it's just, it's the little games that you play with yourself to make things work. So now the covers, I love that sweater. I love the colors. Who would, I cannot believe that I'm saying that. I so appreciate the gold and the blue, the green and the yellow in there and the orange. It's such a pretty sweater. Now that is another one of the new yarns. Now the new yarn is not available yet. However, I do happen to have a sample because I have to get going on my tastings. There it is. That is the color. And this yarn is called, I don't know how to even, haven't even tried to say it. Natsumi? But look at those colors. They're amazing. So anyway, that is that sweater right there. And this yarn, you're the first ones to know this. This yarn is 60% cotton, 25 silk, 15 polyamide. It's 150 grams. 400. So this is a little bit light. Really? This has 480 meters. Hold on a second. 480 meters. What did I say this had? 450 meters. Huh, okay. I almost would have thought this was a little bit heavier, but they're saying no. So this has 480 meters, so it's a little over 500 yards. And they're using a 4 to 6 needle on this. So again, this is going to be like a DK weight. Light worsted DK weight yarn. But the colors are just amazing. I ordered all the colors. But I definitely went heavier on this colorway because I think this is amazing. And there's sweaters coming in the Noro magazine as well. So that's the cover sweater. Okay. And now I do have to say that the sizing is not, they don't offer very great sizing. They tend to, they're getting bigger, but they're not offering as big as larger sizes. So we've got finished measurements that go 39 inches up to 52 inches. They're getting better. They used to do it was just like 44. So anyway, this sweater here, Chicago. This one is done in. This is done in Cari. Cari is a really delicious summer yarn. Actually, kind of like almost like all year long. It's a cotton silk blend. And okay, so I have a Cari solo, and then we have that's Tsubami. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so a Cari, and it is so soft. There you go. Beautiful multicolors. This is color 28. And this yarn is 26% silk, 21 cotton. Yeah, this has a little of everything. 15 viscose, 14 mohair, 12 wool, 12 polyamide. They threw the kitchen sink here. Yardage is, I think it's like 540, 520. I can't do the math in my head. 480 meters. Add 10% to it. This is done on a US 6 to 7 or a 4 to 4.5 millimeter needle. And 200 gram balls. So lots of yardage on this. This goes so far. I will talk more in the future about Noro. I've got a beautiful shawl over there in Silk Garden, not Silk Garden, in a Cari Solo that takes one ball. Oh, I should grab it. Okay, you know what? I can't say everything in one sitting, so we'll save that. Remind me. We will do that. That shawl. It's on Ravelry. It's a great pattern. I've made it twice. I've done it in a Cari and I've done it in a Cari Solo, and I love knitting it both times. So anyway, so this is the yarn that is for this little sweater here. And then let's put that over there. Let's see what's next. Oh, I love this one. I think it's very sweet. Such a nice sweater. Now this is done Tomoe. I'm not even going to try to say the names. Again, finished measurements 40 to 52. Very, oh, here, it's on the back of the cover too. Now these are all up on the website, and I'll put the link up so that you can go right to it. This is done in Uchiwa. Uchiwa was a new yarn for last spring, and Uchiwa is this yarn right here. Matter of fact, I think one of the sweaters, one of the most popular sweaters, I don't have the color here, was done in the Uchiwa. Was it Uchiwa? I think it was Uchiwa. Yeah, but look at how pretty that is. This is an amazing color. The gold, it just looks so rich. And this is 50 cotton, 30 viscose, 20 silk. I'm noticing more and more that they're doing just more, almost most of the yarns now have a silk blend or silk blend. This is done on a 6 to 7 needle. They're saying 5 to 4.5 stitches to the inch. Again, this yarn is going to bloom once you wash it, because it does feel like it's like, kind of stringy. I don't know what, if I can come up with a nicer word for it, I will try to think about it. But the colors, look at that. They're so pretty. And did I said yardage on this, right? No, 550 yards, so really good yardage. Okay, so that is Uchiwa. So that's a really cute top. I like that. And they tend to be simpler pieces in here too. Oh, one of my gals just got this today. This is her project that she was going to do, and this is done in Tsubami. And this only takes 2 balls of Tsubami to make. Tsubami has 660 yards in a ball, and it's this right here. And this is here's Tsubami. Beautiful colors in it. And 660 yards. It's 50% silk, 25 wool, and 25 polyamide. 4 to 6 needle, so it's a light worsted weight. They're saying, yeah, it's a light worsted weight. 3.5 to 4 millimeter. I mean, they're saying worsted weight, yeah, worsted weight, but it tends to go more towards the lighter weight. But gorgeous, gorgeous colors, and the silk, it's just amazing. There is a shawl. I'll share that later too. There is a shawl though that is a 1-ball Tsubami project, and it's gigantic. It looks more like a, well, I said shawl. I think they call it a scarf, but it's like a giant scarf. It's like, I think 11 or 12 inches wide, and it's like almost down to your knees. It's amazing, and it's done with just 1 ball of this. It's a really simple pattern, and again, I just moved stuff around in the shop this morning, and it's down there. Otherwise, I would quick grab it, but okay, save it for later. Okay, so it's really cute. It looks like it has kind of a shawl collar, little vest. Nice. The more I look at it, the more I'm really liking that. And that goes 40. There's 2 sizes: small, medium, and large to extra large. So it's finished 42 and 52 inches. And it's 23 inches long, so it's just past the hip. That's really pretty. Yeah, I'm really liking that. Okay, now this next one here, this is the Cari Solo. I love the detail on the bottom of that. Again, very simple top, but here we go. A Cari Solo. And actually somebody just, one of the gals got, not this, was it this color? Yeah, this color. It's kind of like a coral color. Really pretty. And the same as the Cari. It has, over 500 yards, and it's just such a nice soft yarn. Okay, that's that. Okay, did I grab this yarn? I left it over there. It's all right, I can grab it from the. All right, this is called Shinju, and here we go. And it's just basically eyelets. Very simple little top. Now this would be really so comfortable for the summer, because this yarn is comes in a bunch of different colors. Grab a couple. Here we go. This is it. This is a, what do they call this weight? They're using a 3 to 5 needle. It's called Sonata Shima. And it's 35 cotton, 25 viscose, 20 silk, and 20 polyamide. 60. I'm trying to do this math in my head. It's about 400 yards. And it's considered, what's the gauge on this? No. Okay, they're saying DK, they're saying 5.5 to 5 stitches to the inch. 3 to 5 needle. So what's that make that? Not a worsted weight. I'm going to say DK sport weight. But the colors, and it feels wonderful. And again, I have, yeah, we're gonna do, the next time we get together, or another time, we'll go through some of these yarns and I'll show you some of the samples. Oh, I know, yeah. And we'll show the samples of this yarn done up, because I have this yarn done up in a little bandana. And then I also have, I love this color. Love this color. I did the bandana. It's from Cozy Coastal Knits. And I did it in this yarn. And I did not think I would enjoy knitting with this yarn. I've had it. I mean, ever since they came out with it, I've had it, and I never actually knit with it. I was so pleasantly surprised when I was doing the bandana that, I mean, I made two different colors. I really enjoyed, like I said, I don't care for cotton, but the cotton with this silk and visco, that made all the difference. And it's soft, and I guess I don't like mercerized cotton. I guess I should probably just, that's what I really don't like, is mercerized cotton. But this would be so cool and comfortable to wear. Just a nice, easy to, and just fun. Just let the stripes do their thing. So this goes small to 2X, so it's 42 up to 50. And it's going to take two to three skeins of yarn. That's nice. And it's super easy. Yeah, super easy. And then, okay, so this is the pattern for what was on the cover. And then we're getting to the one, okay, and then the one that I'm doing. That one there. And I've already had, yeah, people are already ordering this one. So I knew I picked the right sweater to make, because I think, I always have what I call killer projects. This is a killer project. It's like, it just takes nothing that, yeah, everybody's going to want to make it, because it's so pretty. I love the length of the sleeve on it, and it's an easy lace. Yeah, really, really nice. I can't wait to keep working on it. Get that blanket done. Okay, so yeah, so there it is again. And you can see how, you know, the yarn, you know, it's thick and thin, but it's really soft. It feels really, really nice. So I'm definitely enjoying what I'm working on here. Okay, so let me just check my notes and make sure that I think I talked about, wow, I can't believe how long I talked for. Wow. Okay, so time for me to let you all go. Time for me, I am starving right now. Time for me to get home and get some dinner going. And I will, you know, I could not wait. This week I wanted so bad to do the show, and I was so, I was really ticked off that I could not find those stupid baskets. But now after the Noro, it's just like, oh, the baskets, you know, I could have done this without the baskets. It's fine. They're fun, but you know, the Noro is so much more exciting. So anyway, I am finding that I have so much more to talk about that I can't wait till next week, and I'm really going to try, no, next week, it's not Easter next week, it's the week after. Yeah, so next week, not a problem. We will do the show after I'm done with the store on Sunday. And yeah, now I just have to, I'm not great at this whole editing thing. Plus, I don't know. I don't know how much editing you can actually do with YouTube. I have to find some other thing that does editing for this. And yeah, so anyway, next week you have a tutorial to look forward to because I will show how to do that fringing and just, oh, and oh yes. And then there's also a trunk show. I have to talk to the person first before I, I say what I was planning on saying. So never mind that. But there is a trunk show coming up, and I mean the spring yarns are just coming in fast and furious. So we have lots to talk about. We'll have lots to talk about next week. Um, I keep adding like the list of stuff that I was going to talk about this week was like, oh my god, yes, I could talk about that, and I could talk about that because that's the worst thing is like, especially like my Facebook Live. Sometimes I worry like with What's New Wednesday. You feel like you always have to have some, well, what's new, and some weeks you actually are like struggling like, what is new? I'm still working on what's going. I still have old stuff that I'm working on, and it gets to the point where it's like, we it's tough to have something new every week, but I feel like right now with the spring, I have too much new. I just thought of something else that I can talk about too. So yeah, I'm gonna have this huge list. I just need to keep writing stuff down so I don't forget about it. But anyway, we are done for today. So you have a good rest of the weekend is over pretty much. So you have a good rest of your week. I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but I look forward to seeing you again next week. And please feel free to, if you have any questions, comments, or anything, please feel free to use, whatever in the comments there. Don't be afraid to give me a call or email me if you have any questions or comments or anything like that. So you have a good rest of the week, and I will see you again here next week. So you all take care. Bye-bye.